It's impressive to see how near Rosario, the houses are built so close to the train. Just like in Vietnam, where they set up little bars at the door, they should do the same here. We're waiting for the wave. What's that about the girls' t-shirts on the train? Come on, train, come on, train. How's it going? Welcome to another episode of Un Topo por el Mundo. Today we're taking a train from Buenos Aires to Salta. Join me because today we're going on an epic adventure to connect the city of Buenos Aires with San Antonio de los Cobres. 1,600 kilometers. We're going up into the Andes Mountains. And you might ask me, Topo, is there a regular train that connects Buenos Aires with Salta? Well, no, my friend. The only one that manages to do it is the charity train. At 8:20 in the morning, we are leaving right on time from the Retiro train station, San Martin line. We have here our fellow railway workers who are traveling with us. Here we have Javi. Let's introduce him here. What do you have in your hand, Javi?
What I have is a pilot staff that's used to go from station to station on a single track. This one in particular is used to manage two trains because it's divisible. Look. We're showing you a relic here, Topo. It splits into two. It's crazy.
Basically, what our friend Javi is saying here is this. There are a lot of videos circulating on social media of trains in Bangladesh, for example, where there's a hoop that gets handed up to the train as it passes and there's a guy below handing over the ring. Why does that happen? There's no other way to know if a train is ahead. If you don't grab the ring, you can't go. And this baton here is inside the ring and can be used for a train going one way or a train coming the other way, and that's basically to prevent trains from crashing. Yes?
Yes, exactly.
And you might say, this was used 100 years ago when our grandparents were around. No, no, no. This is still being used today in the 21st century. A quarter of this century has already passed, and this is still being used.
Yes, it's still used on the Mar del Plata line.
We hand over this divisible pilot staff so that the track is clear. Great! It's the Solidarity pilot staff. At this point here, we just switched lines. We went from the San Martin line, where we started, which goes to the province of Mendoza, and we switched to the Maite line, which goes to the province of Tucumán, where we're heading. Keep in mind that to get to Salta, we're going to have to take the Belgrano line, and that's where the adventure begins. You might be wondering, why didn't you leave from here on the Belgrano, which also leaves from Retiro, from another terminal? Because the rolling stock isn't as comfortable for such a long journey as the one we're about to take. How long will it take us? We don't know. Between 3 and 4 days. The rolling stock we're traveling in is made up of Chinese cars, the ones used for long-distance trains, mostly throughout Argentina, except for the Patagonian train. Cars that you've probably seen on trips to Mar del Plata, Tucumán or Córdoba, it's the same model. I won't show them in detail, but you can see them in the other videos. I want to take this moment to thank Manu Zayad, who lent us the Starlink antenna so we could stay connected during the trip.
Did you see the whole turn? No. Look, what I did with the phone was like this. I opened it like this with my hand, and you watching how you do the spin, and I did a 360. Yeah, like that.
If one day you travel on a charity train, you hear this gentleman here, he's the voice of truth. First stop, Gobernador Castro, next to San Pedro, Buenos Aires province, and here we come to collect donations that people have been bringing. We have different stops along the way. We can see that there are 1, 2, 3 cars that are already loaded from Retiro, with the donations that have been received throughout the week, and the first one that's next to the locomotive still has space to load the donations that arrive at the intermediate stops. We just loaded some things here in Gobernador Castro and we're heading on to Rosario. We're on schedule, right? It's now 12:30 in the afternoon. We have lunch here on the Solidario, the rice casserole. At 3:05 in the afternoon, we've arrived at Rosario Norte Station.
I'm from Rosario. Every video I make here in the province, it's like a goal I have. Any branch line you've covered, I cover too. I see it through the camera, through the phone, but I already want to experience it myself, you know?
Let's go. Mission, go buy groceries in Rosario. We have 20 minutes. We found a convenience store here after walking several blocks. We have to see if we make it back to the train. Yeah, let's go. We made it. It's 4:40 p.m. and we're leaving Rosario station. Next stop, Rafaela, in about 6 hours. It's amazing to see all the area around Rosario Norte with the buildings that are very, very luxurious. And it contrasts a lot with Rosario station, which is in a pretty humble, pretty marginalized neighborhood. We can see that there are a huge number of pigeons, and that's because the train cars carry grain, so they come there to peck. We've already taken the switch that goes to Tucumán. Here we have the option to go to Buenos Aires or to Córdoba. And in this case, we took the Tucumán switch. We're already on our way. It's impressive to see how near Rosario the houses are built so close to the tracks. Just like in Vietnam, where they set up little bars right outside, they should do the same here. People treat the tracks as their backyard, moving their things away when the train passes, then putting them back afterward. It's 10:30 p.m. We've just arrived at Rafaela station. We're waiting for the wave. Nice to meet you, Viviana. Look at the amount of things people brought to donate. Televisions, mattresses, furniture, clothes, food. It's really impressive how many things they brought. Everyone is helping to carry things up. We're very happy. The station waited for us until late. We were a bit delayed. But anyway, they were here to welcome us and deliver donations. When you're arriving and you see all those people waiting for you, it's moving. This is a station that, since last year when the train to Tucumán stopped running, practically has no activity except for freight trains, but it no longer has passenger trains. A question, what happened to the t-shirt of the girls from the train? Because we used to work here at the station when the train was running, the Tucumano one, and now, since we moved on. And you got the donations? Yes. The pizzas. We're going to eat the pizzas on Rieles. They ordered them there in Rafaela and they arrived. A delivery. The guy waited for us for more than half an hour wanting to deliver his orders, and he still put up with us. And that would be Dalmau. Dalmau from Rafaela there. At 11:30 p.m., we just arrived at Sunchales station. Sunchales, province of Santa Fe. We're also here to receive donations. Quiet, cool night. How are you, my friend? All good? What's Moiseville food? From the bakery, yes. The trubes? No, that's crazy. The lomentage, the camis. We have to clarify that we're here in Sunchales, 45 kilometers from Moiseville. Here, my friend Topofan brought me Jewish foods that they sell at the Moiseville bakery. Exactly. Central Bakery, a little plug there. Thank you so much, the Central Bakery of Mois, right there, man. A pleasure. A real pleasure. Thank you so much. You're from here, from Sunchales. From Sunchales. Yes, that's great. I followed you for years with my family. I love seeing the whole construction of the Sunchales station, which is original since its inauguration in 1891. And here we can see the train schedule to Tucumán, which hasn't been running since 2025. Thank you, dear. See you, Juan. Here we have the delicacies brought by our friend Juan Gonzalez from Sunchales. We have camis, strudel, and lomentation, which we are now going to share here with the people in the dining car. We're going to dig into the strudel. Are you? Yes. Are you ready? I returned to Poland. One of the best moments of the Tren Solidario has arrived. The early morning and the night owls. Let me introduce Javi Sanjuanino, whom I met back in Calcete. And over here, the star Marcelo Soto, who introduced me to this world. Here we are, working a bit, having some late night railway talk. And this is probably the last image you'll see of the night. And then we'll show up somewhere in my favorite province, Santiago del Estero. We just arrived at La Banda station in Santiago del Estero. La Banda, you could say it's basically the outskirts of the city of Santiago del Estero. Here we can see the Tren al Desarrollo station, which we already took years ago, the last time I was in this province. And it takes you to the center of Santiago del Estero. And since Santiago is my favorite province, let's kiss the ground. I love you, Santiago del Estero. It's been 4 years since I last came to Santiago. It's my favorite province, but I've neglected it. They say if you were happy in a place, don't go back. So that's why I prefer to keep that happiness with Santiago in my heart. But I'll come back soon, okay? As long as it's not summer, right? Look, this was the station scale made by Liverpool y Londres. All these little marks we see here on the car, they're all from rocks, right? From this trip, from all the trips it's had. You pass near some cities and they throw rocks at them. This is the exterior part of La Banda station. Here we have its downtown, which is very nice, very picturesque, as it should be. Right across we have the Grido. For those outside Argentina, Grido is the crack cocaine of ice cream. This is the ticket office at the station, which hasn't been used since the train to Tucumán was suspended. What do you mean we're not going? Brief stop in La Banda. Right now it's 11:30 in the morning. We're here with Maxi, who's in charge of press for the Solidarity train. He's the community manager, you could say, and we're looking at the route ahead. So far, it's straightforward. Buenos Aires, Tucumán, a line that was running until just recently. We're going to get off at Tucumán station. We'll unload the things there. We're coming via the Mitre line. We're going to take them to the Belgrano. We can't continue because the track gauge changes. This gauge is 1,676 millimeters. The other is meter gauge. We're going to spend the night in Tucumán. You'll see that. Now what's next? I'm going to show you the Belgrano route here calmly with a paper map. The old school way still works. Google Maps? Nah, no, paper map. In Salta, which is the province we're headed to, we have two destinations that are very far apart. The first one is Morelos, which is here.
It was completely devastated by the floods.
We can only go as far as Pichanal because there's no rail line to Morelos after Pichanal anymore. So we unload in Pichanal and trucks take everything to Morelos. We make this whole detour here, and after Pichanal we start going down, passing through the province of Jujuy.
Near the capital of Jujuy?
Yes, we'll pass through Perico, which is beside San Salvador de Jujuy's airport. And from there we're going to reach Güemes, and in Güemes, at the turnoff, boom, we head to the city of Salta, and from there we continue to San Antonio de los Cobres. How long will it take us to do that? Right now we don't know. There are estimates more or less between 32 and 48 hours.
Above all, pure solidarity, 100%, because there are people who are having a hard time, and this really brings you together as a community, bringing this little bit of help to those who are struggling and reaffirming the railway system.
The Solidarity train has operated for 25 years. We discussed it before on the Villa Mercedes train. Sergio Rojas, who is the founder of this adventure on the rails, told the whole story in that video. You can go watch it. We won't share it here since it would be a long 2-hour video, but you can watch the full story there. Basically, in 2001, the first trip to San Antonio de Areco began, bringing donations, and from there it expanded everywhere with two goals: to help people and also to show that passenger trains can still reach these places. A lot of places that were dismantled. From 1993 onwards, plenty of lunch, pasta with sauce. The rest are eating, well, they already ate there with bolognese. In my case, just tomato sauce, since I'm vegetarian. How was it?
Very good.
Seville Pozo Station. I arrived here when I came to Tucumán for the only time in 2021. You can find the video on the channel.
Thank you
For watching
the video.
We just crossed the Sali River. This was a bridge that, when I came to Tucumán in 2021, prevented us from reaching the city and made us end up in Seville Pozo. Now it's built and we can reach the city. In fact, I think we're officially in San Miguel de Tucumán now.
Bahn, kaum voll gepackt, kaum Platz voran, gepackt valise, Chemodan oder riert sich gicher als die Bank. Kein Tucumán, kein Tucumán, kein Tucumán.
After 33 hours of travel, at 5 p.m. we've arrived in San Miguel de Tucumán, first part of the journey completed. We are at the Mitre Line train station, which was inaugurated in 1891. This is a smaller replica of the Retiro station on the Mitre Line. Here it's known as the Sunchales train station. Here we have the exterior of the station, which is a building, a beautiful palace-like structure that today is not in use. Here, from the outside, we see the entrance to the ticket office and the ticket prices as of December 2024. Right in front of us, we have a very beautiful square called Juan Bautista Alberdi. There we can see the sign that says SMT for San Miguel de Tucumán. We're having a pretty pleasant day. It's not hot, the sun is out, and now we have to go back to the station to unload the goods and take them to the station of another line, which is the Belgrano Norte, where we'll continue our journey. The train has been brought to this rail yard. The trucks will be parked here next to us, and all the goods will be taken to the El Belgrano station. Remember, we have to change trains. There are other people waiting at that station to load everything we send with the trucks from here. The unloading has started right now. Let's start unloading, man. They say I don't work. Ugh. We just finished loading 3 trucks here, and we're heading to Belgrano Cargas with Cesar here, who's taking us in his car. We'll unload there, where the Solidarity group is waiting to load. Then we'll return and make several trips. We've arrived at the Belgrano Cargas station with the first things to load onto the wagon of the next train, which we'll continue with tomorrow. Climb up, go ahead. We're here inside the wagon. Look at this. Another truck just arrived. We're going to keep unloading. That's how things are. I'm taking a short break to film, but it's all about unloading. Unloading over there, loading, unloading over there. And that's how the whole afternoon goes. 8:30 at night, we finished unloading these 3 wagons. Job done, folks. A round of applause, man. Let's go, let's go. This was a job. This was epic. Thank you. Good morning, folks. How are you doing? Here we are waking up in San Miguel de Tucumán. We're here with the guys who stayed with us at the Casa Cita hostel. There's Fernando preparing breakfast for us, and it's a very special hostel because I stayed here in 2021 when I came to Tucumán a long time ago, and today we're back. It's a beautiful hostel, changed since the last time I came 5 years ago. Now it has a pool. Before it didn't have a pool. And we're here to have breakfast after having slept in a bed and knowing what's waiting for us today, which is a tough road, but the most adventurous of all. What a journey, huh? But you won't see that in this video. You'll see it in the next episode of Un Topo por el Mundo. So I'll say goodbye and see you next time.